Okay, setting proper motivation with three parts. So I did mention this yesterday, that what we are doing in the morning, this is not the ritual or a part of the program. This is for the sake of us to learn how to extract a greater meaning out of one's life. And keep in mind that nobler the goal, more the time taking, the more we should be patient, more we should be consistent with the practice. For example, like the healing, the recovering from a chronic illness, chronic disease like tuberculosis and so forth. We have to take the medicines every day for the next, like the when I was a little boy, it used to be like 1.5 years. As you remember, when we were young, little boys, those days the tuberculosis medication is for 1.5 years, minimum 1.5 years. Then when I grew to like 30 years, the medicines improved a lot. So therefore now it's like 6 months. And some say that it can even go to only 3 months. So whatever the case, we require this number of the days, this number of the months to every day take the medication. So likewise, healing the physical illness and healing the mental illness much worse. It's more challenging. So if we require you to be very consistent with your physical, to take the medication every day to treat the physical illness, what more to mention of the need to take the treatment to heal our mental illness. Every day is required for us. So what do we do? How do we do that? So what are we doing in the morning? This is exactly for that purpose. And nobody wants to shed tears, to shed the painful tears. This is reality. So if you really don't want to shed the tears, and particularly depending on the situation, sometimes the people at different times of your life you encounter with extremely complicated and painful experiences where you cannot really escape. You are in a loop, extremely vicious loop of the pain. And under such situation, you see that there should be an exit. There should be a way out. That is the wisdom of emptiness, which we'll discover within these 7 days. We'll discover that. So with this in mind, setting proper motivation as a part of this, the everyday practice, which we are expected to learn from. So for this setting proper motivation, which think of three things. One is refuge field, the source of inspiration, visualizing the source of inspiration. Then number two, the Bodhicitta field, the purpose for which you are doing this practice, for yourself and for all the sentient beings, and the purpose, why we are doing all this practice, the purpose of this practice. There are three things. First, the refuge field. Number two, the Bodhicitta field. Number three, the purpose of this practice. Number one, refuge field. Number two, Bodhicitta field. Number three, the purpose of this practice. Let me quickly explain each one of these points. First, the refuge field. For the refuge field, meaning visualizing the sources of inspiration for your practice. So visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Shakyamuni, who for the first time on the planet Earth brought the teaching of the universal compassion of Bodhicitta. And there are many teachers who taught compassion, but precisely the compassion with the greatest of the wisdom, known as the Bodhicitta, that was taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni for the first time on the planet Earth. And then alongside, what makes this compassion so profound is the wisdom. Again, the wisdom. There are so many teachers who taught wisdom, but very precise wisdom which has the potential to liberate us from miseries. That is known as the wisdom of emptiness. And this also, for the first time on the planet Earth, was taught by the Buddha. And how do we know that? So that we don't worry. We study more. This is why we study, not to follow blindly. Study this systematically, and then you see that yes, the Buddha indeed, he's the one who taught these two things on planet Earth for the first time, and which alone has a capacity to liberate us. And when I say which alone is capacity to liberate us, it doesn't mean that other religions, they have nothing to do, they are powerless. This is not the connotation. We should not misunderstand it. The thing is that all religions, they have their own potentials, their own strengths. Their strengths, and the Buddha's teachings, they have a unique strength. And the Christianity, for example, like Jesus Christ, his teachings, some of the passages which we read, it would give you goosebumps on the body. So powerful. Likewise, say, my friends, Muslim friends, they are the integrity is just amazing. Integrity. So these are the strengths of the individual in Baha'i. So, and the Jains, you just hear thousands of Jains in one temple sitting together and then chanting. You could feel the vibration of the peace, vibration of the ahimsa. You could feel that. So all religions have their own strengths, and even the philosophies, they have their own strengths. Different philosophical traditions. Modern science has its own strength. Every the culture, every religion, every philosophy, they have their own strength, including modern science. So the point is that we come here, for example, the modern technologies. For this, don't pray, Buddha. I want to go to Deer Park from Delhi. Please take me there. No, but we have to depend on science, and then take the aeroplane or take a car. Right? We don't waste our time saying, Buddha, please take me to Deer Park. Right? Take aeroplane, take the car, train, whatever. Take that bus, whatever. So the point is that we require many things, and there are various sources which can help us to accomplish what you need. With respect to stopping the painful tears of samsara, this is what the Buddha taught. And to expand your ease, expand your joy and happiness with the same external situations, again, taught by the Buddha. So this we're going to learn. And simply because I said that the Buddha taught it, we don't have to take it blindly. Study this systematically, and then finally, it's not about who taught it, which tradition taught it. It's not about that. It's about your well-being. Don't forget it. It's about your well-being. So we need to maintain an open mind, and with this mind, learn how to look for to take care of one's own well-being. Meanwhile, respect all other traditions. That should be our spirit. So, having said this, for the visualization of the refuge field, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, and today we have His Holiness the Dalai Lama and all the enlightened masters. And the enlightened masters, I may go through the whole list, but no point. For the beginners, you can just think of these enlightened masters and imagine that the universe filled with the bodhisattvas to inspire you. And that too, they are so loving and caring and embracing. And Bodhicitta the field, visualize your two kind parents on the two sides, and all of family members, including children, and all other dear mothers and shimiks living on all sides, meaning the human beings, animals, insects, hungry ghosts, god and goddesses, spirits, everyone who are suffering. Even the god and goddesses, it doesn't mean the creator God, but with respect to the god and goddesses in the context of the polytheism, not the monotheism. Everybody's suffering. All the sentient beings are suffering. So, with compassion, bring them in a visualization. Bring each one of them around you to inspire them to follow this path, to discover the hidden treasure within each one of us. And imagine that you're looking in the eyes of each of these beings with total love and care, affection, attention, the way and manner in which the mother looks at her child with so much love and affection. And the purpose of this practice is to awaken the hidden treasure within us. Hidden treasure which existed within everyone, whatever religion that you're following, whatever gender, whatever social status, we are all just the same at the core. There's no one a person who is superior, no one person who is inferior. We're all equally superior at the core on the level of the hidden treasure of what is technically known as Buddha nature. Our job is to awaken that. And how to awaken that, for that purpose, we came here to learn for the next 7 days. And imagine that you are leading this practice and all beings are joining us. So with this mind, let us turn to the prayer book, the Blaze of Non-Dual Bodhisattvas, page 3. Page 3. Okay, from tomorrow, I'll try to identify some. For example, like we have, where's Omar and Kate? Okay, let's say Kate, Omar, and also we have Joshua there, who will, recite the prayers. Who will recite the prayers for me. If somebody will sit next to me or somewhere there, and then lead the prayer. Today, otherwise, Joshua, why don't you come? So to save my energy. Earlier, I used to do everything myself. I was young. Now, no energy. I have to conserve my energy for the teachings. Okay, so Joshua will. Page 3.
This.
Rajendra, we should swap from between two of us. I will give an indication when to swap. Yeah.
Okay, so we turn to page 3, preliminary prayers. We will begin our practice by setting a proper motivation, which consists of 3 parts, while being mindful of both aspects, the object being visualized, and the manner in which you visualize it. Refuge field. In the space in front of you, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas or any other enlightened beings you regard with veneration. They are looking upon you with immense kindness and unconditional love, just as a mother looks upon her only child. Bodhicitta field. Visualize seated on either side of you, your kind parents, mother on the left and father on the right. Additionally, you are accompanied by all other dear mother sentient beings, leaving none aside, and you are leading them in this practice. The purpose of this practice: to manifest the Buddha nature within you, which is the ultimate source of happiness, by removing the 2 mental obscurations, afflictive obscurations consisting of the afflictions of negative emotions, contaminated karmas, and their corresponding active seeds, and cognitive obscurations, the subtle stains, inactive latencies of the afflictions and contaminated karmas. We will now recite the following verses while mentally invoking their profound meanings and associated experiences. At the bottom of page 3, we'll say this 3 times.
Okay. While reciting, as the Joshua indicated, while reciting the verses, there are 3 ways of reciting it. Particularly, I'm saying this to the I'm saying this to the beginners. Beginners mean those who come here for the first time. And there are 3 ways of reciting doing these recitations. One is where the words flow. That's it, and your mind can be distracted. This is one way of recitation. Number 2 is the words flow and the meanings reflected. As Joshua said, your mind, instead of being distracted, you focus your mind on the meanings. Number 2, words flow and the meanings reflected. And third one, words flow, meanings reflected, and the experiences invoked. So, of course, for the third version, we require a lot of experience, a lot of meditation experience in your meditation. But at least what we can all try is we can for sure we can do the second version, if not the third. The second version we should not miss because we spent about like 1.5 hours here together, and if the benefit is 0 or if the benefit is just 5%, it's waste of our time. Instead, by contemplating on meaning, the benefit is going to be a minimum of 50-60%, and then inclusion of the invocation of the experiences from what you've practiced for the last many years, then it'll be like 100% benefit. So to make sure that our being together and their time is not wasted, that time is used most productive way where you actually where the growth is happening. For that matter, we have to make sure that while the words flow, meanings also reflected. Let us not do that with the distraction of minds. The first day 1, day 2, meanings will be reflected automatically because these words are new to you. So your mind will be focused there. And gradually you get used to this and the words automatically flow. And then your mind can be distracted. This is where we are doing the disservice to ourselves. It's not a service, it's disservice. You are wasting you are spending a lot of time without any productivity. So with this mind, make sure that we recite this with meanings reflected, no distractions. Try your best.
Bottom of page 3, let us recite 3 times together. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta, we will first say 3 times in Tibetan. Sangye chotang sogi chonam la chanchu bado dani japsu chi dagi shinso kibe sonam ki Sangye dubare sho Sangye chota sogi chonam la chanchu bado dani japsu chi Sangye jinso gebe sonam ge dola tenjir sangye rubare sho sangye juda soge chonam kanju badu dani gyaksu che dage jinso gebe sonam ge dola tenjir sangye rubare sho. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme amongst all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of the dependent origination mantra. Om Dharma Etum te shandatha gato yavatat te shanchayo nirodha evam bhate mahashramanaya svaha. Om Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandatagato Yavatat Te Shanchayo Nirodham Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Svaha. Om Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandatagato Yavatat Te Shanchayo Nirodham Evam Bhate Mahashramanaya Svaha. The meaning of the Tendril Ningpo mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the nectar-like Dharma I've discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times, I pay obeisance. The 4 seals of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha. The Guru is the Dharma. Likewise, the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of aeons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truths of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. Instructions on parting from the four attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Let us turn to page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha.
When we recite this praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, what we need to keep in mind is that the praising the Buddha, say some people think that you praise the Buddha and the Buddha will be very happy and the Buddha will bless us. This is small children's way of thinking. So now the mature people's thinking should be that for Buddha, for the mother, for a very sensible mother, very wise, compassionate mother, whether the child praises the mother, no praise, no difference. Mother forever embraces you. When the child praises the mother, the benefit is that the child appreciates the mother's affection. Child appreciates the mother's qualities. So as you appreciate, that is the entrance to acquiring the qualities yourself. Let's not forget it. For example, in school, I've seen that many times. I heard it many times. I've seen that many times. School children who they say the a child who does not really appreciate the teacher's treatment of the child. That child does not perform well in the subject of that teacher because the child is not interested. So therefore, the child is not learning anything. Whereas if there's a teacher who loves the child will feel the teacher's love. Then the child focuses on the child starts to love the subject of the teacher. And the child really shines in that particular subject. This is what we've seen. And how many of you know that? Raise hands. How many of you know that in your life? Yes. This is very true. So therefore, when you praise the Buddha, this is where you are appreciating the qualities of the Buddha. So because of this, you like what the Buddha embodies. Buddha embodies the qualities. What are the qualities? So these are indicated when you praise somebody, you praise somebody with the qualities, indicating the person's qualities. So the qualities indicated there, and see what are the qualities indicated with which the Buddha is praised. To identify those qualities and see if you do have some of these qualities. If you do have, rejoice, nurture them further. And if you don't have these qualities within you, don't worry. Identify these qualities. Okay, these are the qualities. Although I don't have the qualities myself yet, but I have the seeds. I have the Buddha nature. I have the hidden treasure within me. I need to water these seeds to let these seeds germinate into these qualities which the Buddha is praised for. And on that basis, eventually, I will also stop my tears, the painful tears, and expand my ease of happiness and share this wisdom with all the other Dhamma sentient beings. So this is the basic, the reflection with which we are to recite this.
Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. with pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the three worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Thus free like you, the three worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the four of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. We will now turn to page 29, the Heart Sutra. The Heart Sutra.
Okay, actually, I should be saying this tomorrow, day to tomorrow, but it's fine. I'll say this here. It may be, you may feel they're overloaded with information. There's so many things that I'm sharing with you now in this just in the beginning, but we don't have much time. We're on about now 6 days. So therefore, the Heart Sutra, when we recite this Heart Sutra, there are three things with the background information given, which we're reading. Then after that, there are three things not to miss when we recite Heart Sutra. And how many of you have been reciting Heart Sutra, or how many of you heard about Heart Sutra in your life? Raise hands. Heard about or reciting this once in a while at least. Okay, good. So when you recite this, we need to, so those who have already been doing that, well, good. If not, we need to remember three things while reciting Heart Sutra. Background information is there, and on top of that, three things. What are the three things? One, that it was in the form of dialogue, where the Buddha Shakyamuni presided over the gathering, congregation, and then on one side of the Buddha was shared the Aravalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, and on the other side was Shariputra. And when you become a Buddha, like Buddha Shakyamuni, when you become a Buddha, when your hidden treasure manifests fully, what happens is that you gain the special power whereby you are deeply, on the one hand, you are deeply into the meditation, the subtlest, most profound meditation. Simultaneously, you can have access to the entire universe. So this is the beauty and the strength of the you becoming a Buddha. So at that point, the Buddha was in meditation simultaneously, while you see the Buddha as in meditative state. And the Buddha simultaneously blessed and inspired Shariputra to stand up and ask question to Aravalokiteshvara. So, 3 points not to miss. First, what is the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara? Number one. Number two, so without knowing these things and reciting Heart Sutra, the benefit is going to be much less. Then number two, what is the response given by Aravalokiteshvara to Shariputra to his question? What response Aravalokiteshvara gave to Shariputra as to the question he asked? Number two. Number three, what is the benefit? What benefit we get if we practice as Aravalokiteshvara taught in response to the question asked by Shariputra? Let me repeat it. First, what is the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara? What is the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara? Number two, what response Aravalokiteshvara gave to the question asked by Shariputra? Number two. Number three, what benefit we get? What benefit we get if we practice as taught by Aravalokiteshvara in response to the question asked by Shariputra? Okay, these are points not amiss. Now he enumerated these 3 points, but what each of these points mean. The first one, what is the question asked by Shariputra? The question asked was, okay, this is very important. Question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara is Shariputra, as blessed and inspired by the Buddha, Shariputra stood up, made prostration to the Buddha, and turned to Aravalokiteshvara and asked a question. What is the question? The question asks is, how should a child of the lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? How should a child of the lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? So many translators, how should the son of the lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? This is not a good translation because the Tibetan word for what they are trying to translate is pu. Pu may not necessarily be boys. Pu is a common name for the boys and female, the girls both. Because when you say pu in Tibetan, there is a pupo and pumo. Pu is a common word. Po means male. Pumo, female. So pu is a common word. So many people, they translate it as just like as the sun. This is a wrong translation because it should encompass both the genders. So therefore, usually whenever these mistakes are there, I take the liberty to modify the translations. So how should the child rather than a son? How shall a child of the lineage practice perfection of wisdom? What do you mean by lineage? How do the lineage? What do you mean? What is mean by that? In the olden times, say the prince is considered very important. Why? Anyone? In the olden times, the prince is considered very important. Like 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, the prince is considered. Prince doesn't know anything. Little boy, he doesn't know anything. The ministers, they're much, much more smart. But even the most smart ministers, they have to respect this little boy who did not know anything. Why this boy is considered very important? Why? Anyone? Because of lineage. What do you mean by lineage?
He's going to become the king.
Because he was holding the lineage of the king. He was holding the lineage of the king. What does it mean by that? He was going to become the king later on. You getting it? So therefore he becomes very important. Likewise, the same, the lineage of the king is more important or lineage of the Buddha is more important? Lineage of Buddha, because lineage of king, at the maximum you can help your people in your country. Even that is questionable. Even in your palace, you cannot help all these people. When you become Buddha, you can bend for all the beings. The lineage of Buddha is the most important lineage. And how many you hold the lineage of king? Raise hands. Okay, don't worry. You're getting it? So even though I'm not lineage of the king, you're not lineage of king. Don't worry. Lineage of king is nothing in comparison with the lineage of the Buddha. We all can be the holder of the lineage of the Buddhas. We all have that capacity to be the lineage holder of the Buddhas. When do you become the lineage of the Buddhas? You have to become the Buddha. You getting it? How? First, you have to make the commitment, may I become Buddha for the painful century. When you say that, the moment you wholeheartedly feel that, you become the lineage holder. You become the child of the lineage. So that lineage is the most important lineage, and you become the holder of the most important lineage. So as the child of the lineage, how should a child of the lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? So your job, the moment you say that I'm the child of the lineage of the Buddha, is that you've made a commitment that may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. When you say may I become Buddha, you have to do something. You have to do something to make it happen. Otherwise, say that may I become a Nobel laureate in physics. May I become a Nobel laureate in physics. You say this and always you find yourself in pubs. You're getting it? You don't study physics, which means that what you're saying does not, you don't mean that. So if you really feel that I want to become Nobel in physics, you have to study physics. Don't waste your time in the pubs. Don't waste your time in the nightclubs. Instead, study physics. If this is what you are seeking. So, likewise, when you say, may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings, you have to do something to make yourself Buddha. So, the Buddhahood. Buddha doesn't mean Buddhism, don't forget it. Buddha means awakening your hidden treasure. Awakening your hidden treasure. And when I say awakening your hidden treasure, it's not a theology. You're getting it? It's not a theology. This is not something which the Buddha dictated, which this is not what the Buddha invented, but this is what the Buddha discovered. There's a hidden treasure within everyone. We all have that. So our job is to awaken this hidden treasure. So the next is how to awaken this. So this hidden treasure is blocked by the hidden. Why? Why hidden? Because obscured. Obscured by something. Obscured by the mental defilements, particularly ignorance. So remove the ignorance and the stains of the ignorance, then the treasure will become unraveled. So how to unravel this is that remove the ignorance. To remove the ignorance, we have to, how do we remove the ignorance? So in dark, you want to read a book in dark, and there's a power cut, and you say, "Oh Buddha, please remove the darkness." If the Buddha sitting next to you, Buddha will be very upset. What a stupid follower! Whereas if you light a candle, the Buddha will be very happy. This is a smart follower. This one can really become enlightened. So therefore, just as the darkness can be removed only by introducing light, it is only through introducing the light of the wisdom that the darkness of ignorance can be eradicated. So what kind of wisdom is required? This is what Avalokiteshvara Shariputra asked. How should the child of the lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? You're getting it? So perfection of wisdom to be practiced to awaken the hidden treasure within you. You have the hidden treasure where you can stop the tears of the painful tears, where you can expand the ease is expanded to infinity. You have that potential. Why don't we retrieve this hidden treasure, make it manifest, and that you don't have to suffer at all, and then you can share this wisdom with all the demon sentient beings. So this is the first question. How should the child of the lineage practice perfection of wisdom? Number one. Number two, then Avalokiteshvara responded, how should one awaken this wisdom? Practice of wisdom emptiness. Then Avalokiteshvara went into great detail how you have to, what is the wisdom? Wisdom is to know the reality. When do you know the reality? In dream or when you wake up? Hey, when do you know the reality? In dream or when you wake up? When you wake up. So Avalokiteshvara taught us everything is like dream. You wake up from the dream and your tears of the pain stops. So the Avalokiteshvara goes into great detail to explain how everything is like a dream. You are like a dream. The world is like a dream. Wake up. Don't fall prey to the sleep of ignorance. Wake up and all the fears of the dream will stop. The fears of samsara will stop. So this is number two. And how everything is like a dream. This is what the Avalokiteshvara taught in response to the question asked by Shariputra. What is number three? What is the benefit? What benefit we get if you practice to realize that everything is like a dream? What benefit? Then Avalokiteshvara said the benefit that all the miseries and the fears of samsara will stop. For example, in the dream, you are chased by a lion, and you run, and you think that now the lion, of course the lion is faster than you, so a lion pounces on you, and you think that now I'm dead. When you say I'm dead, your mother wakes you up. The mother wakes you up and you feel the fear dissolves. To know that the lion pounced on me was just my dream. It's just projection of my mind. So the benefit Aravalokitisvara taught is that all the fears of your samsara will dissolve. And further, Aravalokitisvara added that this realization that everything to be like a dream, this is the only gateway for all the Buddhas of the past, all the Buddhas of the present, all the Buddhas of the future have to traverse. This only gate through which they traverse to become enlightened. So this is the benefit. So, what is the number one? What is the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokitisvara? What is that question? How should a child of a lineage practice perfection of wisdom? Then, number two, response given by Aravalokitisvara to Shariputra. What the response? That wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Everything is like a dream. Realize that everything is like a dream. Number two. Then having taught the dreamlike nature of all phenomena in great detail by Aravalokitisvara, number three. What benefit do we get if we can practice as taught by Aravalokitisvara in response to the question asked by Shariputra? Okay, these are 3 points, not a miss. Yes.
Okay, the Heart Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, Arya Bhagavati Prashna Paramita Hridaya Sutra, in Tibetan, Sherab Ningpo. I prostrate to the Arya triple gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Buddha was dwelling on mass of vultures mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in a concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Sharatvatiputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration, and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the 3 times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvatiputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandhavas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. This completes the Arya Bhagavati Prashna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. Tayata.
Teyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamyad Bodhi Swahatyata 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 Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamyad Bodhi Swaha.
By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may the inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be non-existent. May they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. 5. Page 35, 8 verses for training the mind.
Okay, 8 verses for training the mind. We read the Heart Sutra, so we talked about the two wings of the bird to cross the ocean of samsara. Two wings. What two wings? The wing of wisdom and the wing of compassion. Very good. The two wings. And of course, it is not just like Heart Sutra and the 8 verses for training the mind. It's not just, these two are symbolic. Symbolic, we have to, knowing that these are the texts which we use to encourage, to inspire the two wings, we have to then explore more to engage in more extensive studies, contemplation, meditation of the texts and sources of the teachings on wisdom and the teaching the compassion. So 8 verse for train the mind. When we read this, many people who directly read this without knowing the background, the information, and they feel that this very self-denial teaching, self-denial practices. It says that I give the victory to others, I take the defeat, and the enemy who has been very scornful, has been very harmful to me, I will treat them as my teachers. It's all self-denial. There's no self-denial. This is a very smart move. Finally, tell me who is happier? Somebody who's extremely angry all the time versus somebody who's very compassionate. Who's happier? Overall speaking, who's happier? Of course, somebody who's compassionate, because with compassion, your immunity grows. Immunity becomes stronger. With anger consumes your immunity. This is reality. I've seen it in my own life. In my own life, I've seen people who are so short-tempered, extremely short-tempered and very, very angry person. And the way ahead of time, I told the person that you are a very good person, except for your anger. You need to deal with the anger. I said, calm down, calm down. I gave a lot of warning. I said that you will go through difficulties. I was hinting that you have to go through heart surgery. I was hinting that. And then eventually, he had to go through heart surgery. Then he said, when he came out of the hospital, then I went to see him. He said that, Geshe, I remember what you said before I went through heart surgery. You already predicted this. And then he became a little calm. And again, the recovery started to happen. Again, he became short-tempered. I said, no, please don't do that. Please don't do that. You're doing great disservice to yourself. Then, in few months, he passed away. He died. It kills. Your anger killed to yourself. So what I'm saying is that the anger, as opposed to compassion, is the one which kills you. Compassion, as opposed to anger, is the one which creates happiness and joy in you. So, finally, the compassion, when you say compassion, some people may seem this to be very passive, self-denial, very passive, weakness, softness, weakness. No, compassion is strength. But compassion, there are two compassion. One is unwise compassion and otherwise wise compassion. There are two. With unwise compassion, yes, you can go through difficulties just unnecessarily, where you keep being nice to other people who actually take advantage of your compassion. This is unwise compassion. Wise compassion is where you're being nice, and if the other person takes advantage of you, that nobody can take advantage of you. This is your skillfulness. When nobody takes advantage of you, and at the same time you can give compassion and you grow. Others, win-win. Win-win. This is the wise compassion. So, now for the compassion, for a wise compassion, what should we do is that we need to deal with this. We need to cultivate this compassion, dealing with two things. One is, for compassion, there are discordant factors or non-conducive factors like anger, ego, selfishness, so forth. One. And for the compassion, we need nurturing factors. One is the discordant factors, and the other one is the nurturing factors. We require the nurturing factors like the practice of the two methods of bodhicitta, the sevenfold cause-effect method and bodhicitta, and the method of equalizing exchanges of others. So these methods are the conducive factors, for nurturing factors for compassion. And on the other side, the discordant factors, we need to mitigate the power of the discordant factors. We need to undermine the discordant factors like anger, the selfishness, and greed, and ego, and so these destructive factors which destroy compassion, we need to see how to mitigate the power of these. So, and to mitigate the anger, ego, and so forth, we have to identify how anger arises, how ego arises. What are the factors which make the discordant factors to be fastered? What are the factors? You have to identify them. So the factors are identified, for example, like when you see some very complicated, very difficult person, there's a likelihood that you won't get anger, you can erupt into anger. So these are the situations which can trigger anger or ego within us. So identify these triggers and then see how to remove these triggers so that your anger and ego and so forth do not have the room to arise. So the text here skillfully identifies the factors so that your ego, the anger and so forth, and it will be undermined so that they don't hamper the growth of your compassion. And then meanwhile, look for the ways and means to nurture compassion. These two should be worked hand in hand.
8 verses for training the mind by Geshe Langri Tangpa, page 35. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I've discovered a jewel treasure. When others, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast as space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom's eyes blinded by ignorance. 7 limb practice.
Yes. Okay. A 7 practice. Now, let's say we say that I want to become the lineage holder of the Buddhas. When I say that, we have to do something. We have to undertake the journey of unraveling the hidden treasure. That is your journey. That's my journey. That's your journey. Unraveling the hidden treasure inside. So this is a journey. And how many of you prepared yourself coming to Deer Park from your place, from Ladakh, from Russia, from wherever, from and the Shangchulas here? Yes, from Australia. So when you come, say, did you come left, right, or you did packaging, oh, not packaging, what do you call it? Packing, right? You did packing and so forth. You did? Why did you do that? Why do you do that? Huh? You prepared yourself so well. Oh, this is what I need. This is what I need. Right? Or you just came left, right. Huh? How? Did all the girl, what did you do? You brought a bag? Yes. Why did you bring the bag? You go to the kitchen, do you carry the bag? You don't. But from far away, long journey, we carry the bags because we have to prepare for this journey. That the journey involves, and then we don't get the necessary things which you require, and we don't get it easily. So we have to bring them with you. So this journey, which journey is longer? A journey from Ladakh to Deer Park or journey to Buddhahood? General Buddhahood is longer. So therefore we need to be well prepared. So what is with that preparation? To make sure that we have enough the sustenance, like food and so forth, on the way. So, what is that food for this journey of enlightenment? The food, clothing, so forth, is the merit accumulation and purifying the negativities. These are the preparation that we do. 7 in practice, what we do now, this is preparing us to undertake this long journey, very most meaningful journey to enlightenment. So, the 7 in practice, they are prostrations, but then make offerings, then confessing negativities, rejoicing in the virtues of all the beings, then requesting Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to remain with us till samsara ends, dedicate the merits properly. So, and requesting for the turn in the will of Dharma. So, we see that these verses, they are self-explanatory. Self-explanatory, no need to explain. Just read this, and we see that the amount to flow with these 7 practices, and in our life we have to engage in these 7 practices so that your journey, you're preparing yourself to undertake this journey, because this journey of enlightenment is not that easy. Not easy doesn't mean that it's difficult. It's not difficult. The only thing is that it requires a lot of support, merit accumulation required, and purification required, without which the journey can easily be disrupted. For example, some people say they plan to come for the retreat, and suddenly the day before the retreat, the person becomes sick. What do you do? Can attend? But to become sick, that is not the bad obstacle. The worst of the obstacle is that somebody says that, what are you doing? Hey, your name, what's your name? Tenzin Gunsel. Tenzin Gunsel, where are you going? Deer Park. What is Deer Park? Oh, retreat. What retreat? You're so stupid. You're so young. This is not the age for the retreat. Retreat is when you become age like Geshe Dorji Damdul, age 50, 60, when your energy is gone. That is the time for retreat. Enjoy your life. Oh, you're so stupid. There's Gunsel. Right? And then you say, oh. And then the person said, somebody else said the same thing. Oh, that's true. Yes, they're so enjoying. And then retreat, right? Karma yoga. You have karma yoga? Karma yoga? No. Yes. Okay. So what is this? And group discussion, study. Oh, that's true. Right. So your mind changes. This is the worst of the obstacle. This is the worst of obstacle. So these obstacles can easily kick in when you are not strong. A ball of cotton and a ball of diamond. A ball of cotton, ball of diamond. When the wind blows, which is going to be carried easily? Ball of cotton. So when the merit is not there, we become like a ball of cotton. The wind of the other people's influence can easily blow us and lose our purpose of life. Whereas if you become like the ball of diamond, then, so how? What is diamond? It is where you accumulate merit. No wind can disturb you. You getting it? So this is what we are doing, what we're doing. 7 in practice. Yes.
Page 37. 7-limb practice. Excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you, the Buddhas, the lion amongst humans. gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle of Buddha, numberless as particles, each amidst a host of bodhisattvas, and I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas, and celebrate all of you Sugatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones, with transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions of solitary realized hearers still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all of you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for aeons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated, by making prostrations, offering, and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddha stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings.
Okay, next is mandal offering. Mandal offering is where the say for a small child, he gets something like a flower of anything, and the same. And if the child says that I'm going to give this to somebody, to whom will the child give it? To somebody who he or she loves, or someone who does not love? Love. So, with somebody to whom you feel affectionate, to whom you feel so close to. So, mandal offering is where you make these offerings to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, that your connection, your closeness, your proximity to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas keep increasing. The more your connection, the proximity and the closeness to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas increase, you are more likely to acquire the qualities of the Buddhas. It is quicker. It says, where there's will, there's a way. So you're building this willpower to be connected with the Buddhas Bodhisattvas so that you acquire those qualities from Buddhas Bodhisattvas very quickly upon yourself for the benefit of yourself and for others. So mandal offering, there's a hand gesture there. This hand gesture, if you don't know how to do this hand gesture, don't worry too much. Later during the break time, learn from others. But if you don't do that, then you cannot become enlightened. This is not true. You're getting it. There's no, even if you don't do it like this, still you can become enlightened. But these gestures will help us for the beginners. This will help us in the school. You have to go with school uniform. Right? When you go to college, no need. Then when you're adult, you go for business trip or whatever, no need of uniform, school uniform. So school uniform is to create a mindset in your mind that I'm in a school. So this is for the small children. So we are like small children. We require all these hand gestures and so forth. And when you become more, when you really understand emptiness, bodhicitta, and so forth, then we don't require these gestures. Or for the time being, these gestures will be very helpful. And those people who are like my age, who have been in Dhamma for too long, don't think that you are realized beings, right? We also need to do these things. We are still babies, baby in the Dharma. Okay, so with this in mind, I'll say this first in English, then in Tibetan we'll chant it. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. Oh,
The four dharmas of Venerable Gambompa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May I be blessed that my Dharma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is free of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The four dharmas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps their true existence, please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Nirayatami. Page 42. The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa.
The foundation of all good qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. So today I give a brief intro of each of these texts, and tomorrow, no need, where some verses needs to be explained, I'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just keep reading them. Okay, so the foundation of all good qualities. And thus far, what we did is that we have created the environment of practicing the Dharma, practicing to awaken the hidden treasure within us. The next is you have to walk the path. For walking the path, we have to create the blueprint. So the foundation of all good qualities is a blueprint. Is a blueprint for us to walk or traverse to enlightenment blueprint. And then after this, we will actually walk, which is the meditation on the Shamatha meditation, renunciation, bodhicitta, all will do all these things. So this blueprint, this is so important. And if possible, every day if we read this, by contemplating the meanings, your mind will become stronger, more and more fertile to practice the Dharma. This is extremely important, yes. And meanings are pretty the self-explanatory, and the meanings which are they put together here is done by the author, by Lama Tsongkhapa, so succinctly, with the economy of words, and that the clarity is there. Yes.
Page 42, The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again, please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, take its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karmas follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I've pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, the practicing with great energy, giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practices as long lives, please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and path, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara.
Okay, next is maximum instrument mantra. It should be better say the maximum verse. So maximum verse, I'll quickly explain how this came into being. This is a very important thing. The verse originally composed by Lama Tsongkhapa himself. And he composed this as a eulogy to his teacher, Geshe Dorji Damdul, a great psychic teacher. And so the teacher, and then the Lama Tsongkhapa, how he did was that he equated his teacher to the 3 perfect qualities of the Buddhas: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. Perfect love embodied by the Avalokiteshvara, perfect knowledge embodied by Arya Manjushri, and the perfect power embodied by Arya Vajrapani. So the author, Lama Tsongkhapa, he created his teacher with these three perfect embodiments, Arya Manjushri, Arya Avalokiteshvara, and Vajrapani. Then they offered this to the teacher, and the teacher read this praise, which actually the original version is "Mingmei tijinjere te me jombo jame do mal jumza sawanta kanje kebe sugen rendawa shunulu shabla so them." This is the original, the praise which the Lord author wrote, and then the teacher Jizu Rendawa shunulu, the teacher of Lama Tsongkhapa, he read it and he erased his own name and replaced this with his student's name, saying that this praise fits better with you than me. And then this is how it became so widely being chanted, recited everywhere in Tibet. So, and we're going to read this verse in English, followed by chanting in the Tibetan. When we chant this, we just skip the third line, not for any other reason, just to accommodate the what melody, just for that purpose. Okay, we'll say it together. First in English. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hosts of demons without exception, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, lost on top by your feet and make restorations. Okay, well, now we'll chant this in Tibetan. Those of us who know how to chant it, join me. Those who don't know how to chant it, just listen to us and join us. Me tse te je re se te me kembe wo Jambeyam Kanje Kebe Tsoge Tsokaba Lo Tabe Shabla Zovadem Mermezerete Rese Gembe Jambeyam Kanje Gembe Tsoye Kaba no so jale shabla zoade me kama lo sa cha de sa la so le. Yorabadagudishvara, great rational, non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, disturb hosts of demons without exception. Sankapa, crown jewel of the sage of the land of Losantaba at your feet amid prostrations. Okay, now the actual practice, which consists of 4 parts. But today what we'll do is that we will do the Shamatha practice, and then we will just recite the Bodhisattva vow verses. We'll recite this and we'll stop here for today. For tomorrow, we'll try to make it more complete. Because the explanations which I did thus far, they are not necessary tomorrow, so it'll save our time. So with this mind, for the meditation, generally speaking, people think that meditation just sit like this, close the eyes, and then they're a little better than this. And people talk about mindfulness everywhere. So mindfulness, yes, is a part of meditation, but it's not the full story. So we have to know the facts, complete facts. So sometimes we are trapped in one particular situation, and then you think that this is, and people who are involved there, they tell you that this is everything, and actually it's just a part of the story. Whereas the mindfulness is just part of the story. You have to study all these things, and that will not take much time to know. Once you know that, then you are the best person to decide what is good for your well-being, what is a complete thing required for your well-being. So rather than being carried away by somebody else's, you blindly carried away by somebody else's, and say the advertisement or propaganda or whatever. So with this mind, meditation, generally speaking, meditation is a meditation. What is meant by meditation? Meditation is a system which takes our mind closer from, where is this light coming from? This one light here, there. If somebody can close this curtain more. Good. Okay, not that side. Not this side. Okay, good. Okay, over there. Over here. Okay, good. Okay, still a little bit over there. At the end, you can see the light. Okay, good. Those you're smart. You're smart. Okay, don't overdo. That's good enough. Okay, so still there's a little bit there. The side, or here. Okay, this one here. Okay, let's not overdo. Okay, good, very good. Okay, good. Meditation is a system which takes the mind from where we are to the enlightenment, closer to enlightenment. This is known as meditation. And this meditation they requires 2 aspects. One, okay, it is like Okay. Let's say that how many of you have studied computer science more technically? Sense? Computer science more technically, meaning properly 3 years, 4 years, or BCA, Bachelor's in Computer Application. Yes, and then the actually people who do the coding. Yes, over there you have learned these things. Some the point is that just imagine that somebody like me who learn how to use a computer, and who have been doing the computer, working on the computer for years. The first time I started, it must be I was 20, maybe 20 or 21. That was the first time the computer came to Dharamsala. So that was when majority of you are not born. Maybe like 60, 70% of you are not born then. It was 1988. How many are not born with hands? 1988. Okay. So at that time I already started to use the computer. Okay, but if this boy was your name, who did you coding? Your name? Okay, Rahul. So you were born 1988? No, born. So look. I used computer before he was born, but now he knows better than me. He knows the coding also. I use computer so much, my fingers so fast. But coding zero. You're getting it? And he knows all these things. He knows how to type, plus he knows the coding. The most sophisticated one, he knows that. So it's not just sort of sitting. This is like what Dorji is doing. Sitting, computer typing for years. How many years now? Like 28 years. No, 38 years I've been doing it. And he's not even 38 now. You're getting it? But he knows way better. So which means that what I've been doing is the Shamatha meditation. Always doing the same thing over again. And what he's doing is the analytical meditation. You're getting it? So which is more important? So analytical is the one which will really make you grow. Shamatha meditation will make you stabilize. You getting it? Okay. There's a medicine to heal you. And then, I've become good. I'm healthy today. I recovered today. And then you again do, instantly you relapse. You agree? You need to stabilize. You need analytical meditation to progress, and the stability, shamatha meditation to stabilize. We require two things. Okay, so how many of you are, if you have familiarity with building the houses? Building houses where you stack the bricks. In a day, how many bricks can you stack? If you're building a house, how many bricks can be stacked? Any idea? Ajay, say like two stories in a day? No way. It will collapse. You're getting it? So I think maybe about like 10, 12 bricks. Then you have to putting the bricks. This is like analytical meditation. Then you have to keep it. You have to keep a break. This technical term is to let the cement set. You're getting it? Let the cement set. Once the cement sets, then you can stack on the top. That was I was a part of this work, meaning that Sarah College. How many years in Sarah College? Sarah College. Okay, nobody knows. That's interesting. Okay, Joshua. No, you don't know. Yes. So, started college, my teacher, he used to take me, my Sunday gone. This young boy, tomorrow Sunday, so excited, holiday. And it was a Saturday evening, my teacher would come, the school principal would come, Damdul, tomorrow come with me. Finish my holiday gone. He'll take me to Sara College, where it's totally barren. Now it's very beautiful. So, no, you went there? Sara College. You must go there once. Okay, it's beautiful. Then, Professor, you went there. It's a beautiful place. And it was a barren. So I had to go there, and I had to do all. I had to not. I'm not. I was not doing like this. Somebody was doing that, and I have my job is to supervise to make sure that how much done, measure them, then make the payment. All these things was my job as a just 20 years old boy. So I know that this is known as where you stack the bricks. This is metaphor for analytical meditation. The improvement is happening. Then the improvement needs to be stabilized. Keep the brick whatever is stacked, you let the cement set. This is the single point meditation or shamatha meditation. So we require analytical meditation for your growth, for your progress, and a single point of meditation or shamatha meditation to stabilize. We require these two things. So mindfulness meditation is all about stability, to stabilize. So this is only one part of the story. And the other part of the story is to progress. To progress the mind. Your mind becomes more knowledgeable, wisdom increases. Simply by shamatha, the wisdom does not increase. So to increase the wisdom, you need analytical meditation. For the wisdom to be stabilized, you require shamatha meditation. Okay, so what do you do now is the shamatha meditation. I'm going to quickly give you the instruction, very quick instruction. And for those of us who are already seniors, who have been into this meditation for long, you don't require, but for the newcomers, particularly young ones or newcomers, you require that. Okay, so oftentimes people say that, oh, I used to meditate. And then people ask you, do you meditate? These are questions. And if you say yes, and the next question is, how long do you meditate? Right? Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. Anybody who asks you, how long do you meditate? 1 hour, 2 hours means a person has no idea what is meditation. You're getting it? Those people who do not know the idea of meditation, they will focus on the quantity of the meditation, duration of meditation. Those who know about meditation, they will focus on the quality of the meditation. Okay, so having said this, some people say that I do then who taught meditation? I learned it from YouTube. You're getting it? This is a disaster. This is a disaster. Make sure that you say that initially what you learn, it must be from a living tradition. It should not be from YouTube and so forth. And later on, then YouTube is fine for you to see, how to improve and so forth. Otherwise, it should be from a living tradition. This is very important. And living tradition doesn't mean only the Tibetan tradition. No. Also, say the Chinese tradition, Theravada tradition, Tibetan tradition, even this one, the Tendra Vipassana meditation is very good. It's very good. So, and also the Jainism, Hinduism, and the Islam, for example, the Sufi, the Rumi, they're amazing. And likewise, Christianity, they're all the meditation. Any meditation system which comes from a very authentic lineage, that's perfectly fine. Finally, your job is your mind should be stabilized. As long as that is done, whatever meditation that you're doing is just perfect. Okay, so for this, we require 4 things to keep in mind. And what I'm teaching you now, this is very secular in context. It does not have any connotation of Buddhism, Tibetan, and so forth. It's very secular. It's just to learn how to focus your mind, is for us to learn how to create the concentration power. Because nowadays attention span is so short, we can't really focus on one thing for too long. We easily get mentally distracted. So for that, and this is going to be very secular in the context that to build a concentration is a secular thing. It does not require any religion. For anything, you require concentration. Okay, so for that, four things to build this for this Shamatha meditation. Four things to remember. The first one is the body posture. Body posture. Number two is the focal point, and I'll explain each one of them. Number one is body posture. Number two is focal point. Number three is identifying the errors of meditation. Number four is applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Number one, body posture. Number two, focal point. Number three, identifying the errors of meditation, what mistakes we can make. And number four, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Okay. One, the body posture. Body posture, this is also known as, there are various kinds of body posture. It's not that only what we are doing is the correct. Anything coming from a standard or authoritative or authentic lineage is just perfect. So what you're doing is just one of them. So one, cross-legged. Cross-legged, if you can sit, that will be good, which is where you put your left foot on your right leg, left foot on your right leg, and the right foot on your left leg. If you can sit, that's good. But those of us who have knee replacement surgery done, a knee problem, so forth, don't force yourself. This is not mandatory, but if you can do that, and this is good to sustain your meditation for a longer duration of time, this is very good. And next thing, which is very important, is backbone upright. Backbone upright should not be like bending. We shouldn't bend, and not lean against the support. Don't lean against the support. If you want to sit in a chair, you can sit in a chair, it's fine. But stay away from leaning against the support. And only if you have a backache problem, then you can lean against the support, it's fine. Leaning against the support is extremely, extremely unhealthy for your meditation. And why? Is that meditation requires your mind to be extremely fresh and rigorous and agile. The moment you sit like this, or the moment you lean against the support, instantly the rigor and the agility and the dexterity of the mind will drop. Instantly, you could feel that. Particularly when you do meditation for extended period of time, like 1 year, 2 years, so forth, you could feel it right away. The moment you sit upright like this, your mind is so alert, fresh, and dexterous. The moment you sit like this, instant you could feel the energy, the sharpness, the freshness drops. Okay. So with this, the sitting upright is very important. And then your head tilted forward a little bit. And the next very important point is eyes not closed. Eyes keep half open, 45 degrees cast down, and just ignore. Eyes closed is very dangerous. And if you want to know, I'll explain later, not now. So don't keep eyes closed, keep the eyes half open, 45 degrees cast down, and that's it, and just ignore. And then the tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid excessive accumulation of saliva in your mouth. Because in a meditation, there's a tendency the saliva can be accumulated. This can be very disturbing to meditation. And the teeth and the lips in the natural course. Breathe normally. Don't force your breath. Don't control your breath. Breathe normally. And your right hand in your left hand, and the two thumbs joining, forming a triangle. Place the two hands, right hand on your left hand, not locked, not locked. Just gently put your right hand on left hand, two thumbs joining, forming a triangle. Place the two hands on your lap, in a restful state, and breathe normally. And the body, while body upright, it should not be rigid, it should be flexible. Body should be flexible. Okay, good. This is your body posture. What is number two? Focal point. Focal point means what are you going to meditate on? What is the object of meditation? What are you going to meditate on? Focal point, there are so many kinds. There are thousands of focal points there. And what we are discussing is one very simple one, very easy to follow, and yet very effective. Okay, first, just counting the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Combined together is one cycle. Again, breathe in, breathe out, cycle two. So this is what we're going to repeat for like 21 times. And then in group is easier. In group, we can do for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, what is going to be the estimate or what's going to be average, the cycles of the breath? Is that for the younger ones, it can be like 60 cycles. For the elders like my age, would be 80, 90, some even 100. Because as you grow older, your body mechanism slows down and the breathing can become faster. So younger ones, as the breath is longer, means that you physically you're very fit and fine, but it's not always the case, generally speaking. Okay, so with this mind, this is what we do. So meanwhile, if you can, then not only count the breath, you simultaneously you visualize a tiny white dot between your nose and the upper lip. Okay, just scratch this spot between your nose and upper lip. Scratch it. Don't look at it. Just scratch it. Do you feel something? Now scratch behind. Scratch at your back. Do you feel that? Don't look at it. Do you feel that? So the body feels that, and your mental consciousness, the information is passed to mental consciousness. You say yes. When you say yes, information already passed to mental consciousness. So your mental consciousness is going to meditate. Your eyes are not going to meditate. Although your eyes should be kept open, but your mental consciousness should be meditating, and eyes should not be meditating. Eyes just fortified, cast down. Leave it there in mental consciousness. For example, like say when you're looking at me, while your eyes are cast on me, can you think of your home? Can you think of your mom? Yes, you can think of your mom. So that is purely operating on your mental consciousness, not on the sensory consciousness. So finally, what becomes enlightened? Who becomes Buddha? Is your mental consciousness will become Buddha. So this mental consciousness needs to be trained. Okay. So you visualize, if possible, while counting the breath, you also visualize a tiny white dot, like 1 mm or 2 mm in diameter, tiny white dot between your nose and upper lip. Multitasking. Tiny white dot, visualizing tiny white dot between nose and upper lip, plus counting the breath. These two things to be done together. This is known as multitasking. And of course, people say, we'll just come with an argument, these two things is not possible to happen simultaneously. Okay, so see, in a very technical sense, that's correct. But in the loose sense, we can do that. Okay, I don't want to go into detail at this point. Later on, if somebody really wants to know about it, we can discuss more. Okay, this is the focal point. What is number 3? Identifying the errors of meditation. So what mistakes can we make when doing meditation? Primarily 2 mistakes. One is mental laxity, and the other one is mental excitement. Mental laxity is the inactivity of the mind. There's mental laxity where you feel sleepy, you feel heavy, drowsy, sinking, lethargic. This is mental laxity. And where your mind is scattered here and there, this is known as mental excitement. Mental excitement is the overactivity of the mind. Mental laxity is the inactivity of the mind. These two are the errors, and if any of these two things happen, you go to no need to worry. Go for number 4. What's number 4? Remedies. Applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Remedy again twofold. One is introspection, and the other one is okay. I think that you're already in your meditative state, sleeping. Okay, so this is why I don't want to put so much of information on you, right? So today, I'm sorry, so much information put on you. So therefore, the I can see that. Okay, now too much now. Okay, laxity. Yes. Okay, I can feel that. By the way, what happened one time? I was in my 20s, maybe 25 or 26 years old. Is there anybody in 20s, mid 20s presents? Mid 20s. Okay, that was my age when I was 25, where I already studied like emptiness, bodhisattva, emptiness is for 10 years. A young mind, 10 years studied rigorously, like minimum 10 hours a day. And suddenly I was invited to give a talk to the Ladakh Scot. Ladakh Scot meaning Ladakh soldiers, close to the monastery. And this young boy, and extremely compassionate, wanted to make everybody Buddha right now, right? Oh, these Ladakhi, they're all Buddhists. I should take this opportunity to make everybody Buddha now. But they did not have time. They had to go for exercise, training, and so forth. But there was one gentleman, one soldier, whose job is to take care of take care of the temple, shrine, local shrine. And he was there, and he's also very devoted. Oh, at minimum, I will make him Buddha today, right? Young man, young monk. So then what have we learned the last 10 years? Last 10 years, 10 hours every day for last 10 hours every day into 365 into 10. This he want to give to this man in the 1 hour. And who did not have any training in the philosophy, right? And you want to make him Buddha right now. So then I taught emptiness. And then after about like half an hour, the eyelashes double folded. His eyelashes. What happened? What happened? What happened? So his brain never had all this information, a lot of information with a short period of time. The brain was confused. Confused. And usually the eyelashes, the job is to, when you sleep, eyelashes put down. When you get up, eyelashes up. Now it's double folded, it's confused. Right? Then I realized, okay, I'm too ambitious. Then I slow it down. You're getting it? So because this boy, just 23, 25, totally inexperienced, very compassionate, wanting to make everybody Buddha right now, right? So that is unrealistic. Okay, so therefore today I'm a little unrealistic. I'm trying to give all the information right here, and I can see that your eyelashes are not double folded, but it's dropping down. Okay, good. Now I don't know whether you can meditate. Okay, so introspection and mindfulness. Introspection is to keep an eye on your mind to see whether your mind is meditating or whether your mind is sleepy or your mind is distracted. If you do see that distracted or sleepiness, then go for the mindfulness. Mindfulness is to bring the mind back to the intent of the object of meditation. Okay, don't worry, I'll repeat it tomorrow. Okay, 5 minutes. Ready? You try not to sleep. Okay, ready? Okay, let us turn to page 50. Okay, let us recite the following verses together by contemplating on meanings. Page 50. Taking the refuge and taking the aspiration bodhisattva vow. When I say aspiration bodhisattva vow, it doesn't mean that there is no commitment at all. It's just a matter of the creating a sense of the will power in your mind that from today onwards I'll try my best to be kind to other people, to be nice to other people, helpful to other people. And if not, at least I'll not harm others. And this much, if you can commit yourself, then we can be a part of this program. And imagine that you are leading this practice and all beings are joining us. Ready? 3 times together. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the blessed Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the blessed Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. The virtues of all the beings. I hold the blessed Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall have two successful friends in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and otherwise shall have two successful friends in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, peace be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and otherwise shall have two successful friends in the Bodhisattva practices. Okay, now direction prayer, page 52. Page 52. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast the space that I've amassed, from working with the effort, this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds were blinded by ignorance. Okay, we'll do the Buddha chant, Buddha Shakyamuni chant, the handout of which was given to you yesterday. Please take out this handout. Je shaye so cho shenge me to de ge bon jo se ge je be ko sha ge bo ke lo cha sa lo o mo ne mo Swa Oh Mone Ma Swa Okay, Sonamla.
Yes.
Only just four verses, not the.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, three verses together.